Hey, welcome everybody. My name is David. I'm a content developer here at CyberVista. And in this video, we are going to cover one of the questions you may have seen in the 10 question challenge on our website. Okay? So I'm going to be reading off the question from my paper here. However, you'll see it populate somewhere in this area. So keep your eyes open for that. All right. If company issued cell phones are lost once a month and cost $500 each, what is the ARO? So we have the answer choices: A, which is 12, B, $6,000, C, $500, and D, 1. Okay? So in this question, we're really talking about how to calculate loss in quantitative measures, right? So let's take a look at the question again. If company issued cell phones are lost once a month, so that's the first part. So we know we're losing 12 cell phones, right? And they each cost $500. That means every time we lose one, it's $500 gone. Okay? So I'm going to write up some acronyms here on the board. And this is all used in order to help calculate the amount of loss that we can expect from our organization every year. So we have AV, asset value, EF, exposure factor, SLE, single loss expectancy. Then we have ARO, annualized rate of occurrence, and ALE, annualized loss expectancy. All right? So before I get into this, and before we fill out what each of these acronyms equate to, I want to see, or I want you to look at the question. So what is the ARO, right? So we use all of these in the calculations, and ARO is down here. So let's go through this step by step. AV, asset value. Well, asset value is said in the question is $500. And the exposure factor simply means whenever something happens, right? When one of these occurrences happen, how much do you actually lose? You know, if it's a server that breaks down, it may be a certain percentage of loss. But in our case, we're actually losing the whole thing, so it's 1. SLE is the single loss expectancy. So what we actually do is we calculate the AV, we multiply the AV with the EF. So that gives us $500 times 1, and that equals 500, right? Now, the ARO is the annualized rate of occurrence. So we know that these cell phones are lost once a month. So that's 12 months, or 12 times, per 1 year. So that gives us 12. And by the way, 12 is the correct answer, A. But I want to continue on and finish with the annualized loss expectancy, because you will see this on the actual exam when you go take it at the testing center. Okay? So the calculation for ALE is SLE times ARO, right? That makes sense. How many times does this happen a year? And every time it happens, how much do you lose? I'm sorry. So we calculated the SLE to be $500. And the ARO, we calculated to be 12. So that gives us $6,000. Now remember the answer choices. So we know B is not it because that's the ALE. We know C is not it because that's the asset value. And we know D is not it because that's the exposure factor. So the correct choice is A, or if it's randomized, it's 12. Okay? So that wraps up our discussion on the 10 question challenge. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd love to see you in class. Bye-bye.